shooting test video outdoors with this Hitachi VM-H710A Hi8 video camera. It's running off of AA batteries. Seems to be doing a fairly acceptable job. Now, I have demonstrated a bunch of these cameras before. So, it's not like this one's going to be too much different from any of the others. It's just that it is Hi8 as opposed to Video-8, like a lot of the others are. Actually, it's telling me the frame rate that it's running at. Which I think is kind of neat. This dead-looking bush is actually alive. All that stuff down there goes to it. Of course, I come back here and, wouldn't you know, the air conditioner comes on. You can see that there's obviously been birds that have been up in the eaves trough. I do like that it's 8:30 and still there's plenty of light outside. You can do things like this. It's very nice. Well, it was clear. It's not clear anymore. It's not very easy to tell what a camera like this sees because it's only got the viewfinder. So, when you're about 5 inches tall like I am, it kind of makes it difficult. Camera works. I'm surprised at the longevity of the AA batteries in this. The battery compartment's got some acid in it, so it could shut off at any time. I've had some issues with that. I'm just trying to play around with it. It's actually a Hitachi Ultravision. But, yeah. See the tree. I'm not sure you can really see any of the broken limbs from here, but it's a lot smaller than it was. I can't believe I still have these. Somebody's in a rush. Anyway. Yeah, here's your Hitachi camera. I actually had an RCA. I forget the model of that. I think it was like a Pro 840 or something similar. That is basically the same camera as this. But it stopped working. I think the belts are bad in the mechanism. Because it starts eating tapes. Sometimes you can get it to work, but most of the time it just launches on whatever tape it is you're trying to use to record. Oh, that is still open. You can't lower the shutter speed any more than it already is. I think I'll go ahead and I'll just go back inside. There's no reason for me to continue doing too much with this. It's pretty straightforward. We'll go back inside and we'll demonstrate some of the other features on the camera. Oh, actually, before I do that, I suppose what I could do is demonstrate the electronic image stabilization, which you probably just saw, and the extent of the zoom. think does include some digital zoom. I wonder if we can instant zoom. Oh yeah, there we go. There's some more digital zoom. So we get an idea. We'll turn off the EIS, and that's what it does. That's how badly I'm shaking. We turn it on, and it's not great, but oh, it's still not on. There we go. It's not great, but it could be a lot worse. Pretty sure that includes some digital zoom there. For the most part, the rest of it's just faders. And the date and time. It does have a 16:9 mode. It's not a true 16:9, it just cuts off the top and bottom of the video. So, what you'll end up seeing when I turn that 16:9 on is you'll just end up seeing you'll end up seeing a postage stamp in the middle of the screen. So that's that. Very nice camera. I happen to like the color scheme that they chose for it as well. It has a stereo microphone. I'm not sure if you've been able to tell. So. Can try out some of the other fades. That's what you get. I think that's it. Yeah. It's just those three. So, nothing too fancy, but functional. And it's certainly a blast to the past, even from the whole YouTube standpoint. I've moved to high definition cameras these days because it makes the workflow so much easier to deal with, but every once in a while it is nice to take out one of these older cameras with the much better image sensors. There's a bug crawling on it right now. I'm not kidding, there's a fly on the image sensor. It's gone now, but anyway, like I was saying, it's nice to pull one of these things out every once in a while to experiment with. I'll bring it back inside and we'll have some indoor footage. Alright, here's some indoor video now. Again, just to get a rough idea for how this thing works and how it performs in unnatural lighting. Yes, it's hot. That's just the way it is. I'm not convinced the fans help, but air circulation is nice to have. But anyway, I am going to go ahead and try and use this camera here. This is that RCA DSP-3. It's actually a model Pro 882. Oh, sorry, Pro 881. But the last time I tried using it, it did not work. I had problems with the belts. It would eat tapes. So I'll give it another try, and if it doesn't work, then I'll have to find another Hi8 camera to use. But if it does work, well, even if it doesn't, I'll be right back, thanks to the magic of videotape, with an overview of the camera that I am recording with right now. Well, unfortunately, I could not get this to work. It's actually gotten worse than the last time that I used it. It won't even eject the tape mechanism anymore. It seems to think that there's a tape in there when there's not. And you hit eject, it sits there for a couple of seconds and then turns itself off, presumably as a safety mechanism. So that one's done. This one's just getting started. here is the Hitachi model VM-H710A Ultra Vision alkaline battery convertible with electronic image stabilization. Apparently focusing is not something that we've got on this camera. Hi8, of course. This one actually does not have electronic image stabilization. I thought it did, but the feature set's otherwise exactly the same. So you can see, for the most part, it's got relatively basic controls. Not actually really sure what this connection would go to. Presumably some kind of a powered accessory. It does have a accessory shoe there, which does provide some rudimentary power. I think it's meant to be used for video lights. I don't think anything else would really fit in that. It says dual power, but it's really triple power. Oh, I thought that it was stereo. Obviously, it is stereo. So, why does it only have one? That's weird. It's only got one audio output. I thought that it would have had two for being stereo. What does this one have? Because this one's also stereo. Is this the same? Yeah, this is exactly the same. So I wonder if you needed that external connector or whatever plugs into this in order to get the stereo output. It's very shady, if you ask me, but whatever. It does have the DC input there, which is 6 volts. It's a standard input. And in addition to using AA batteries, you could also use a standard lithium-ion battery. Take all the AA's out, you flip down the two little support posts. You could put in a standard, or at least the requisite type of battery that this thing would take. It's got an LCD color viewfinder. I think the, what is it, VM-E510 that I've got, or E310 or whatever it is. The Video-8 one that I have is only a monochrome viewfinder. And I didn't even realize that one had a color viewfinder too, but it does. Or it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Oh no, that's color. Anyway. Again, stereo microphone, even with the mono output. DSP3 digital signal processor. Other than that, not much else I need to say about it that I haven't already said in this video, so I'm going to go ahead and close it out before the video gets too long. So, thank you for watching, and if you've got any comments, feel free to leave them down below.